So if you followed me for a while, you know I don't trust polls. Then there's a lot of reasons I don't trust polls. One of which being you don't know who's doing them, you don't know who's running them, all not necessarily, and you don't. They're not always reported accurately. There was one poll before Donald Trump was convicted of 34 felonies, which said the figure said like he had like 65% support with one demographic, but there was a second question the media wasn't covering, which said, would you still support him if he was convicted of felonies? And then like his support dropped by half or something like that. But they didn't report the second half part of that thing. So reporting on polls is kind of iffy. But one thing you can trust is fundraising. Now it's being reported that the RNC only made in the month of July $31 million in fundraising. They spent $33 million in the month of July, which means they were worse at the end than they were at the beginning. So they're actually going the wrong direction. Counter that with, and then Donald Trump had said that they, between himself or his campaign and the RNC, they raised about $138 million in the month of July. Well, with the Harris campaign being just about a month old, Vice President Kamala Harris has raised almost $500 million, and $200 million of that coming in the first week. And a lot of that coming from small dollar donors who are giving for the first time to a presidential candidate in this cycle, sometimes some of them for the first time ever. And I think that's indicative of, support is the fundraising. So Vice President Kamala Harris is in a much better financial situation than former President Donald Trump to run this race out to its conclusion. And we got about 70-ish days to go to the election. And she is in so much better position financially. And if Donald Trump should be worried about how much money the RNC is bringing in, because one of the things he was doing was siphoning off some of the money from the RNC to help prop up not only his campaign, but pay his legal fees. That's also what he was doing with the donations he was getting himself. If those stop coming in, he is going to be in a world of hurt.